Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment and Tamara and CJ's new apartment, Tamara came in with her hands on her eyes, just as CJ also came in and closed the door. Alright, you can open them. And as Tamara took her hands off and is amazed at what she saw, and then she turned and faced CJ. Is this our place? Our very own? I figured staying in the hotel more than a year was a sign for us to settle down. So, what do you think of it? Will you be my next husband? Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital and Aaron's office, Will went and sat down and reeled after what Carly told him, just as Jennifer came in. And Will saw, "Look, I'll make this fast." And as Jennifer took out an envelope from her purse and showed it to him, which he saw. "I'm assuming you got yours as well. And it will be official once we sign them so we can move on with our lives. I think we need to talk." And as Will got up and head to the door and closed it and turned and faced Jennifer, who did the same. Perhaps I was a bit dramatic. Will, it's fine. I understand. Really, I do. I just want you to be happy. And I am. Because the best thing that ever happened to me just walked in. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen's sitting in the bed thinking, just as her brother Tyler came in. And Kristen saw, "Any news on our brother?" "No. It seems our parents are very on edge." "You didn't try to make them see sense about name I, right?" "No, not yet. We have bigger fish to fry as we know it. How about we wait and see what happens before going forward?" Meanwhile, in the waiting area, Annie, Joanna, and Chris are talking. "What the hell is taking them so long? You would think that this would be the first priority." "Annie, you gotta remember, this is a hospital that houses thousands of patients as we know. Not to mention the loss. I don't really need an explanation on how big this hospital is." "Look, having a row right now isn't exactly gonna help." "You know what? She's right. It has been hours and nobody has come to say anything to us. All I'm saying is, we have to be calm." And as Taya approached to where they are, and Annie, Joanna, and Chris saw. Speaking of which, here she is, the woman herself at last. So tell me, Taya, is my husband gonna be alright? Meanwhile, at the Dansbury Ridge Manor in the living room, Gloria's sitting on the couch thinking. And as she heard her husband come in. And moments later, he came in the living room. And she saw, and as she got up, just as he came to where she is. "Hey, how's your brother doing? Is he gonna make it?" And as Gloria sensed something wrong with her husband. "No, there hasn't exactly been any word for that. Not that you give a damn for the matter." "What do you mean? Of course I do. And more importantly, what's going on? I got a better question. Did you just use me as a diversion while my brother Scott was being attacked?" Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment and Tamara and CJ's apartment in the living room, Tamara and CJ are talking. "Tamara, we just gotten back together not too long ago. It's fine. I was just joshing with you. Besides, I am no shape in a hurry to get married, but overall, I do love this new flat. And as they begin kissing each other and pull away, this is showing you how serious I feel about us taking the next step in our relationship, even if it means for us to get engaged. The thing is, I really don't want to lose you, and you won't, because I am not going anywhere. And as Tamara's iPhone beeps, and she got it, and saw another threatening text saying, "You're running out of time. Either do the deed or CJ will be killed." And as the text begins, rattling Tamara. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital and Aaron's office, Jennifer and Will are talking. Okay, is this some sort of wind-up you're playing at right now? Wrong. Look, I admit, I've been an ass for the last couple of months to you, and I didn't realize how selfish I've been. You and Kristen, well, I wanted so much to tell you all those months ago, but I know. Carly filled me in after I confronted her. Well, I overheard her and her mom talking about it. Did she now? Did she also tell you that I know everything now? Given to that, I honestly don't think it's fair for us to throw away our marriage when we can start over. So, what do you say? Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen and Tyler are talking. So, are you planning to file a lawsuit on Adam, even though he misled you to think that you were pregnant, when in fact you're not? As tempting as that sounds, and believe me, it does, I'm afraid it's a no. Really? You think Nate's gonna get on board and let this go, after everything you and him been through? I am going to support him if he wants to pursue this matter. Adam is family as you know it. You cannot be serious on I am. Nate is clearly invested in his future in us. He was really looking forward to being a dad again. And for that dream to be ripped apart, I'm afraid he's not going to accept it as much as I can. We're not a joke, and it seems Adam and long the rest of you lot think so. Look, I don't want to get into this with you right now, but I just want to say I meant what I said earlier when I'm going to stand by your side. Thank you. Now on to you. How's your love life going? Meanwhile, in the waiting room, Taya, Annie, Joanna, and Chris are talking. First thing I want to say, the surgery performed on Scott was successful, but don't get too excited. He is far from out of the woods, for he still has eternal Wait! You said it was successful! Yeah, I did. But due to extent damage caused by the blunt force trauma he endured, he is very lucky to be alive. Will he be able to pull through in the end? What do you mean by that? Of course he is! Right, Taya? Look, I cannot make any promises or guarantee. All I can say right now is keep the hope going and faith. Thank you, Taya. You can go see him, but make it brief, for he'll need his rest. One of the nurses down there will take you to his room. Please excuse me. And as Taya turned and walk away. And as Annie, Joanna, and Chris continue talking, you know, Taya is right. We just have to keep the faith that Scott will come back to us. Meanwhile, at the Dansbury Ridge Manor in the living room, Gloria and Jeff are talking. Are you honestly hearing yourself to how insanely crazy that sounds? It's a simple question, Gloria. Look, clearly I get that you're on edge, given to your brother is in the hospital fighting for his life as we know it. But for you to accuse me of using you is very uncanny. I just find the whole timing to be, what, a coincidence? That I want to spend time with my husband? I just didn't realize you would question my loyalty. It's not about loyalty. Then what the hell is it? I don't know. Everything is happening so fast. That may be true and all, but here's the thing. I have always had your back. Ever since we got together and even married for the matter. I was kinda hoping you had my back, but apparently I was wrong. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment and Tamara and CJ's apartment in the living room, Tamara and CJ are talking. And as CJ sits on wrong Tamara. Tamara? Are you alright? What? Yeah, of course I am. Tamara, I know you quite well, and ever since you got that so-called text, you seem kinda tense. Did someone threaten you in a way? No. I realize I have taken you for granted for so long. Not anymore. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make the two of us work. Tamara, you don't have to prove anything to me because I believe you. I believe we can make things work. After all, we're in this new flat, ready to make new memories. But in order for that to happen, you and I need to be completely honest with each other. And like I said before, I know you better than you know yourself. I know something's not right with the matter. You're right. And it's about time that changed. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Aaron's office, Jennifer and Will are talking. Yes, I would love for us to try again, as in our marriage. You have really made me the happiest man on this planet. Before you get excited, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Since we both got these divorce papers and all, it kinda automatically assumed that you and I are divorced. Wrong again. It's only official if you and I sign, which we yet to do. And I'm glad you brought that up because since we are back together, why don't we make it official? And as Jennifer and Will got the divorce papers and begin tearing it up. Wow, that felt good. You have no idea. Going forth, I promise to never keep anything from you. The man of my dreams and the person who means so much to me. Same goes for me. And also, not let anyone in any way dictate our marriage. You and I have to trust each other, lean in each other, and make certain we go strong, just like your uncle and aunt, the most powerful couple in existence. Yeah, we do got what it takes to be just as powerful as them. And as Jennifer and Will begin kissing each other and pull back. So, who would be the first person to bear this new news of us being back together? I say Aaron. We'd tell him. The thing is, he's not here at the moment due to him helping out the others, bringing Adrian back. But I'm gonna text him right now. And as Will got his iPhone out and begin texting Aaron. And as he finished and put his iPhone up. But we can in turn tell your sister Kristen. Of course we can. Right after we do more of this. And as they continue kissing each other. With Will leading Jennifer towards the couch. Meanwhile, in Kristen's room, Kristen and Tyler are talking. I have been more focused on family as of lately, ever since my divorce with Sharon, that I barely had the time to go out. Not that I haven't been going out at all. I understand. The thing is, you will find someone. I mean, You had plenty share of girlfriends and great loves, like your ex-wife Sharon, who I'm certain you love a lot, including Caitlin, Willow, not to mention the other love of your life, Lily Brady. Yeah, I loved her and Sharon the most. And what happened with Lily, hey, you don't have to rehash that. I know that must have been the most hardest encouragement of your life. When everything calmed down, you owe it to yourself to get back in the game and find someone. You deserve the same happiness like I have with Nate, and I will. And as Joanna came in, and Kristen and Tyler saw, Mom, please tell me you have some good news, because I could really use some. Your brother's been placed in a temporary coma for the time being, but I know he will pull through in the end. Of course he will. We're Grams. We're not gonna let anything touch us. Meanwhile, in Scott's room, Annie came in with Chris, who closed the door, while Annie arrived at her husband's bedside, just as Chris also came to where Annie is. And as they look at Scott, who's lying in bed in a temporary coma. How on earth did we end up here in this place? Oi, don't do this to yourself. None of this in any way is your fault. Really? And as Annie turned and faced Chris, because I believe you and your wife seem to think otherwise when you arrived at Yes, and we're very sorry for that. We can see how much our son means to you. He is my husband, but I do get it. I just don't know how I'm gonna break this to Pippa and Zoe that their dad is in hospital. Let's not worry about that now. All we can do right now is be by his side. I know my son is a strong fighter, and with his wife there by his side, he'll come back to you and the rest of his family. Thank you, Chris. I really needed to hear that. And as Chris began hugging Annie, and as he held her. Meanwhile, in Taya's office, Taya is working on some paperwork till someone knocked on her door. Come in. And as someone came in, and Taya saw and noticed it's the administrating person from the hospital named Pete. Pete! And as Taya stand up, I wasn't expecting you here. I'll make this brief. And as Pete closed the door and turned and head to where Taya is. You recall the last conversation we had in mid-June about a certain patient, right? Yeah, I know his name. Point of the matter is, we, the board, has decided to grant your request. No thanks to your best mate's family, who mostly gives a great donation and have connections to distribute large donations to the hospital, which we still need, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be as big as we are today. So going forth, Brody Carter will be allowed back into our care since his room is being paid for by his family. And we apologize for moving him to a clinic. Overall, since he will be back here, I am making him your ground zero patient. Even though he's in a coma, you will tend to him to further notes. Pete, I can't just drop what I do. I'm the chief of staff, I'm aware of that. Your shift will be covered by other available doctors. When are they bringing him here? He will be brought here within the hour. That's why I'm telling you this now. Speaking of which, I think it's time you and I have a serious chat later. Excuse me. And as Pete turned and went and left Taya's office. Meanwhile, at the Dansbury Ridge Manor in the living room, Gloria and Jeff are talking. Can't you see exactly what's going on here? What is that? Your brother, Nate, is fully aware of what's going on between you and I. That we're fighting. He is using my sister to tear our marriage apart. You don't think I know that? Because I'm smack right in the middle of all this chaos. Then we need to do something about it. I don't want to lose you, Gloria. You mean too much to me. You and our daughter Sienna are my world. And I'll be damned to lose that. That is why I am willing to find a way to sort this out. Why don't we go to the hospital and see if there's any updates on your brother? No. I think we should stay put and wait till someone tells us otherwise. Look, I'm sorry for kicking off. I know for a fact that you and I are gonna get through this. Yes, I believe we will. And as Jeff went to Gloria and began hugging her, and as he held her,